So we will wait some minutes. Athena is right in our office. Look at her. She's waiting. Our guest today is going to be Rick. Oh yeah, so let me put Rick into our live stream. Over here. Yeah, our topic today is going to be about those training to stop the dog barking. Hey, Rick, how are you, buddy?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. Happy to have you on our live.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Come here. Over here, here's Athena. She is with us.
Nice.
Yeah, she is in the office right now. Eris is in the living room sleeping.
Okay.
So yeah, our topic is going to be about those training to stop dogs from barking, pulling the leash, jumping on people, go crazy if someone comes home, and how much of those type of training is necessary, and when do we have way too much influence in the way of the natural behavior of a dog.
Yeah.
So because I make yesterday some thoughts about that. Now, of course, it's annoying if the dog is barking on other dogs, if the dog is pulling on the leash to smell, to mark, or whatever. But I think we do have wrong understanding by getting ourselves a dog and start right away neutral him, training him not to pull on the leash, training him not to bark, training him not to jump. So, I mean, at the end, we get the result. It's not the dog anymore. You know what I mean?
No, totally get what you're saying. I think the biggest thing is really just looking at it's everyone's kind of individual needs. I think that's the thing that people need to understand. It depends on the application. So if you're police, military, something like that, there's certain things you don't want your dog doing, regardless whether they want to do or not, because they just can't for the work that they're doing. The civilian pet owner, can they get away with a little more? Yeah, but at the same token, you have a lot of people that won't walk their dogs because the dogs pull and everything else.
Right.
I think if you set the dogs up for success in a way of, yep, you've got a proper heel command, he's walking with you or she's walking with you, but you as the owner have to have the common sense to go, all right, give them a chance to take a break. You know, if you start seeing them, you know, needed to mark or do whatever, there's got to be some give and take to that. And I think that's the biggest thing that people forget. So like for me, when I had Duco, when we would first go out, there was no pressure, right? Go out, take a break, do your business. Okay, cool. Now if we're going to decide to walk, I give him his foos command, let's go, and off we go.
Right.
You know, so I think that's the thing is, what do you need to suppress? What works, what doesn't? And everyone's going to have a little bit individual need. I know for me, the biggest thing people ask is, hey, my dog, you know, it's a nuisance to take their dog for a walk because they're always pulling. Well, work that one small piece. So don't sit there and try to go, let me work the, you know, or his obedience to start, but then he's barking. Let me smash on that. Let me pick one thing, kind of stay focused on that.
Right.
And then your subtasks, I believe, you can work other places, right? So let's say he's out in the backyard and he's barking at other dogs and you don't want potentially that bark, or you want to be able to control, hey man, there's a time for you to bark and there's a time not for you to bark.
Right.
So I think that's, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think that's the key point is people need to understand when's right, when's wrong. But the problem is dog training 101, right? It doesn't matter, mil, law enforcement, civilian, consistency. That's the key. If you're not consistent, then you're sending mixed messages to the dog and he doesn't understand what's up.
Right.
So even though, you know, your dog can heel as good as he, you know, as good as he wants or as good as you've trained him, if you never give him the command, does he really know to heel or is he just following that to default? And I think, you know, you always default, give them the command. Don't make the assumption because they're just going to do what they want and then just go from there.
Yeah. So I recognize the same thing. many people, like those people, they are like rushing out of the door and want their dog to behave on point right away. But the time before, the dog was, for example, like 5, 6 hours at home. Of course, the dog is full of energy and pressure and need to release that before
Sure.
have clear mind and say, okay, I'm done. I breathe in, breathe out. Now we can have a regular, normal walk. But many people doesn't understand that. And this is why I'm like, feel sad for the dog sometimes, because people like, of course, I do understand the handlers as well. They are stressed and they don't like to go out with the dogs anymore because the dogs behave wrong. But in the first part, the dog doesn't behave wrong. He wants to go outside. He needs to pee. He needs to be an animal at least for 5 minutes till he's back in those commands again. And it's not much fun to be all the time in the foos, to be all the time listening, to be all the time like a robot. So this is what,
and that's the spot. That's the kind of spot on message to it, right? And that was a lesson I learned probably later than sooner when I was handling dog. Was, you know, one of my trainers was like, "Hey, man, let him be a dog."
Right.
You know, he's in my mind. Yep, he's a weapon of war. Bring him out, train, do his business, put him back. Boom, end of story. Right. And then it's like, no, just let him be a dog. So then you start taking pressure off, you have fun, you build a better bond.
Right.
But see, even the one thing I would say, I still think you need to have, like, let's say you know, I first get home and, you know, when Duca was here, I was going to go take him out for a walk. I would still give him a boost command at the door because I've got to close the door. I've got to lock the door, right? I don't want him just pulling
going the leash and go crazy, right?
Yep. Now, for me, what I would do is, hey, we get down the stairs, you know, we're out by the grass, take a break. Take a break. That's your command to do your business, you know. So I think that's the key thing that people have to understand. It's just, it's working apart routine.
Instruction.
And that's 100%. That's what it boils down to. But everyone's going to have their own individual deals. So let's say, for example, we were going out in the backyard. Backyard's fenced in. Did I have to give him a command, you know, to heel and walk next to me? Nope.
Just
come
walk.
on, buddy. We're going out. We're going outside. Or I'd crack the door and he'd go out in front of me. Perfectly fine. So I think that's the key part that people have to understand is your consistency of training. You kind of setting up those rituals for the dog. And it's just communicating. You've got to communicate so they understand. Think about this. How many dog owners have you seen call the dog's name? Call him. It's like, all right, he's not a mind reader. What do you want him to do? Your essence is you want him to come back to you or come in the house and do whatever.
Say it.
Yeah. You know, but they're like, dog, dog. And the dog, why is this dog not coming here?
It would be the same if I say rake. So you're so like, what? let's go on live. So like rake. Right.
But I'll sit there and go, what? The dog can't. You know, he's like, hey, all right. So I think that, you know, that's kind of the key thing. But I think everyone's situation is different. So there's times that, you know, there's times you can go out for a walk. And if you want to say, he doesn't have to heel, just let him be a dog. If that's, you know, if that fits your wheelhouse, why not? You know,
there are situations like I do the same. Like I try to explain it to people. There are situations where the dog should behave, but if I'm alone on the field, on the pavement, in the downtown, alone and around myself, is no one. Just give him some leash. Just let him smell. Just let him mark. It doesn't matter anyone. It's like let the dog be a dog. But for example, if there are children coming by, or a bicycle or whatever, I call him into the heel, into the middle position, depends on the situation, or I put him in the sit, and that's fine. Then he will listen. But be all the time under pressure of the command that something can come right away or is constantly all the time on the dog's mind, it just makes crazy. So they are like I realize they are losing concentration, and at least when they get tired, like brain tired of those. I'm like people by themselves, they are stressed because they have to watch their dogs all the time and like foos next to me, like don't breathe, don't walk, whatever. And this stressful situation go on the dog. So both are stressed.
But see, here's the thing. You bring up a great point. So like the constant foos, 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 right? So yes, you might reinforce the command as you're training him, but once you kind of get them to that point, I give you the foos command. And then to me, do I have to give you the command again? Or can I just have a little,
Yeah.
just a little to guide him in, hey man, you're going a little bit too far. Or,
Right.
In my case, it would just be free dog. So if I told him free dog or frei hunden, you like that one? Frei hunden. He knows that, hey man, he can go about his business and just be a dog.
Right.
But then if I give him, if I sit there again, call his name because I want him, check in.
To focus.
Boost, come back to me. And there's no pressure to it. So I think a lot of people, they just never build a solid foundation when they're initially training. Right. And then it winds up just having dramas across the board. So if you put the time in, I believe up front, you set the parameters. So here's a prime example. People don't think about during the heel of the foost, what's your parameters for the dog? Does his shoulder have to be right there against your leg? Or are you willing to say, hey, in essence, shoulder to shoulder, so from, his front legs to his back legs, hey, anywhere in that torso part, I'm good with. It doesn't have to be so tight that it's crazy. But a lot of people don't have that answer.
I have two commands. Like for the foos command, the dog should be on the same height of the shoulder to my leg. It's like from the sports. This is foos. But I have a command. It's like it's long to translate in German, but it's like close to me. And being close to me, you can go a little bit forward, a little bit backward, a little bit to the side. I don't care, but at least 1 meter next to me, really close next to me. But your behavior, it's open. You can do whatever you like to do. You can smell on the ground all the time. Just be close to me. Don't pull or don't be like in front of me too much. So I use, but I do know foos is foos, and the other one, the dogs know, okay, it's close to me. It's like being close to you. I can do whatever you can do. And this is also like the point, like you said, the parameter, people should be comfortable with it and be constantly to correct that, to have the right behavior on the command. Because if you do, one day you are with instruction and you put the dog in the right position, or next dog you start being sloppy, the third day you forget to correct him, and then you start again to correct him, the dog gets really confused by what should I do now? What's okay? What's not okay? Am I doing wrong? Am I doing right? But the most important thing is also like the dogs, they need to have the option to do, I would say, the regular dog stuff, to sniff, to pull on the leash at least. If we are outside in the forest, I take the long leash. The dog is pulling all the time, and I'm okay with that. So because we are outside, nobody's here, they can pull. They are pulling. Sometimes also they are pulling in a downtown, but it's okay. There are different way of pulling, even on the leash. There are those craziness pulling and those like I go forward and pull. So I'm fine with that.
And that's why, at least for me, if he was, if I have him at a foos, so he's at my heel and we're going along, and let's say, like you said, you're going to go out to the woods of the forest and there's going to be some chance that, hey, you want to let him be a dog and pull and be whatever. To me, that was, Freihunden, free dog. So I'm not mixing, and I'm just clarifying to him, hey man, you're good to go. Go out there. And then at that point, there's no pressure. You're just out there, hey, be a dog. Yep, work the leash. And, it's easy. Just so the thing doesn't get wrapped up around him if you're running, a 20-footer or whatever you're looking to do. I mean, it's all good, but I think at the end of the day, it's the consistency and do the work up front. Set it where that dog knows exactly what the parameters are. And then the rest is easy. And then, like you said, take my lesson I learned the hard way. Let him be a dog. Don't always put...
It's a little bit difficult for some people, but like you said, it starts with opening the door. I put the dogs into the sit position, open the door, open the door wide so the
Yep.
dog can see and smell. Then I make the step because our front door is in the corner of the building. So I
Mm-hmm.
have two streets crossing by, and people, they are like rushing across the corner with or without dog, with bicycles, everything. So I make the first step and I look into the right and the left if no one is passing by. Then I
Mm-hmm.
call my dog, put into the sit, close the door, take my dog, and walk the dog. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is a little bit complicated routine because our door is right on the corner of the building. But I can't do another way. What should happen if I open the door, the dog rush up? You
Yep.
know, the bicycle children or whatever, other
Sure.
dogs. So I have to make sure everyone is safe and
Mm-hmm.
my dog knows how to behave. And I think it's helped them also a lot um, to be ready for like the mind is ready. Okay, we go outside, but
Mm-hmm.
still I have to be under control. And later, when we arrived our first green part, small field, so
Mm-hmm.
I let them free. They exactly know, okay, this is the field where I
Mm-hmm.
get free and I can do my business
Mm-hmm.
by pulling the leash, by marking, by doing pee pee and poo poo, whatever. And
Sure.
this is really important because after this green field, our walk is way much calmer instead of those people who are walking out of the door and expect the dog to be, I would say, like perfect in those people understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that's not, yeah, it's not natural. I mean, if the dog is at home for 5 6 hours, they are full of energy and they need to release it somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like,
It's just setting, but like you said, the key is setting up that ritual to where
mm,
if you are taking them out, because you put that safety factor in there,
right.
where hey, you're at the corner, they could bolt out to the street, you know, get hit by a bike, whatever the case may be. Once they understand that, you work that piece in there, and then it becomes, here's the other thing. You could, and I don't know how your walk is, going to the field or whatever, but could you not give them an intermediate, um, free dog going there? So it doesn't always have to be, and I don't know the layout of where you're at, but it's, you know, hey, I kind of have you under control for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
boom, today I give you, because to me it's always about changing up or having the dog guessing a little bit, right? So
Mhm.
cool, I give you a free dog over here by this little patch of grass. Okay, cool. Tomorrow we go past it, we go to the next one. Okay,
Right.
there's one 4 down the next day. I come back to the first one the next day. It's just changing it up
Mm.
because you want to sit there and make sure that he's paying attention to you, right? But then at the same token, when I say free dog, hey man, it's your time to do whatever.
Right.
So yeah.
I realized it was one of my biggest mistakes, and I have like serious struggle with errors right now. But back those days, we were training all the time in the same spot, and we were pathing. There is a gate into the park, and we
Mm-hmm.
were passing this gate. And then first field, we were training and having fun and making bite work and being nuts all the time over a month. So now our biggest struggle is to pass the gate in calm state of mind
Mm-hmm.
because he is actually like, yeah, we are going on the field again. And no, we are not. So now we are
Yeah.
training, like you said, we are skipping the first field and playing on the second or on the third field, or don't play at all, just
Mm-hmm.
passing by and see, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can smell, you get a little bit more leash, but we are not playing. And yeah, it's start getting better, but true, it's mixing up and explain the dog. It doesn't matter. It's not the only position or the place where we are playing. It can be something different, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to be, or at least you have to be calm till I free you to
Mm-hmm.
do whatever you like to do.
Yeah.
So,
And I think like a prime one with that one. So you have the same place that they're used to being released and kind of running around. That's cool.
mm,
But what if as you get there, we still run our obedience just 30 seconds longer, right?
right,
So now they just know, hey, I'm in check.
right,
Or hey, have them go run around, do whatever, come back to me, work a little obedience, be free again. Because
right,
the key, I think the key is I'm the one that's in control. And as long as you kind of get that conveyed to the dog, the rest is easy. They're going to fall in line as long as you've done your work for the training side.
mm,
And, just run from there. So, consistency is the biggest thing I see. People are just not consistent.
Yep.
And then they're not varying it. Routines are good, but then again, routines can build some habits for you that you might not want to deal with as well. So it's just changing the variables for them.
But do you think to have too much not doing this, not doing that training have bad effects on them, on their
Nope.
natural way?
Nope.
If people are all the time like
The
at the
key.
end making the dog like a goldfish out of dog. They are not like, they don't have to pull, they don't have to jump, they no barking, no sitting, no cuddling, and stuff like that. Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? So like I'll use Duco as my example. Duco did not bark. Okay. It was a rarity that he did. So I don't think they have to sit there and bark it and cause a ruckus, right? To me, I don't want to deal with it. That's personally me on the handler side. If you want to say the cuddling part, all that, I'm perfectly good with that, right? Because they're still a dog. And that was the part that took me a little bit to learn was, again, working with the military working dog. Yep, he's a weapon of war, at least I thought in my mind. Train, put him up, no time, no just being a dog. But then you let them be a dog. So as long as you're consistent with what you're doing, as long as you're telling him, and hopefully, you have a dog because you want a dog, whether it's your companion, friend, whatever, there's going to be that time you're going to bond with them, snuggle with them. But again, it's the balance. I fully believe, hey man, if you want your dog to, here's a prime example. Some people go, that dog's never getting on the couch. You know what? When Duke retired, he lived on the couch. I didn't care. But did he also have the foundational of obedience to go, hey, it's time to do this, and he's going to do this? Yep, 100%. Yeah. So you can do it as long as you put the time in to get it straight.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, people have to understand that for sure. Constantly instruction, those are the keys. Because, they're struggling to stop them, or at least if they can't correct them or make them less pulling the leash, they are like free the dog off leash, so they don't have the problems, right? If the dog starts barking, they don't say anything and just walk, and the answer is like I got yesterday. The answer, I can't do anything against it. I can't call my dog back. Sorry, he's not listening. So I say, why do you off-leash him? Why do you off-leash your dog if your dog doesn't know how to recall?
Right, because it's never been trained. So this whole part of it, people have to understand, you have a living, breathing creature. And this thing of my dog is not listening, okay? Why is he not listening? 9 times out of 10, it's because you haven't laid the foundation there where his obedience is there. So when you look at the training side, so we'll go back to our long leash. If I let the guy, let the dog go and he's out there doing his business, I still have control of the leash, right? Because I want positive control of that dog. Call his name, give him a foost, because my foost, to me, I use foost for both my heel and then if you want to say my heel to walk and then my heel just to sit next to me, right? So to me, I was just a one command, want to make my life easy. So obviously if we're walking, we're walking. If I'm standing there, he's coming to the side. So again, call his name, Duco, boost. Hopefully I should watch him turn 180. Now I've got him on a leash, so I've got control. So again, I can use that leash, not in a snatch him back, drag him across the ground, bring him back, Duco, foost, foost, foost. So now he knows he's out in front and you're bringing him back using the leash and control. And it's that give and take portion there. I know you guys can't use e-collars over there.
But no e-collars, no sprung collar. It's new, so we can't use only the regular collar, and that's
it. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. For here, for us in the States, the e-collar, if it's used properly, and that's the key thing, it's properly understand we have collar conditioned that dog to it. It can be a great tool.
Sure.
Right. I don't have to sit there and hammer them I can do, a light bump on the E to kind of get him back.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
mean, many people did ask me like, "What's your opinion for e-collar, strong collar, blah 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 collar?" And I mean, it's a tool, and a tool in the right hand, it can help a lot, but in the wrong hand, it can make damage. But humans, like, if someone want to harm a dog, they don't need special strong collar, special e-collar. It's enough to for them to have a dog to
mhm.
like hurt them. So it's just a tool. It's nothing bad and nothing wrong. It depends in which hand it is.
Yeah. And, like on the prong collar, here's the thing. To me, that's an intermediate training tool because he shouldn't have to have it all the time, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying,
no,
but you still see dogs, at least over here, you still see dogs walking around with them. I'm like, why?
yeah, yeah,
It's one of those, if you were to use it, you'd buy it, use it for a short time, then it shouldn't have to come back. Um, did I have Duke on it? E-collar? Sure, because it wasn't so much about the correction part. It was a tool if I needed it. So, and here's the other thing, we'd also worked it in a way, because again, the work we used to do, you don't want to be sitting there hollering sometimes, and I can give them a low stem, and that's a silent recall. So, I mean, there's variable tools to it. Everyone looks at it as, oh, it's just a correction tool. Nope. If it's, in our case, let's say we're out, I put his E on, we're out playing ball in the field, and I don't want to hoop holler or whatever. I give him a light bump. And it's not like he's whimpering. He just, oh, let me go check in and go back to dad.
right.
So, but too many times, people go, man, let's turn this thing up to, high 6 and smash him. It's like, nope. He was on a
It's
low
not
one.
about, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Duke was on a low 1.
yeah,
That was his stem, come back. Give him for a correction, depending what we were doing, maybe a high 1, low medium 2.
mhm,
He didn't need much E. So why
yeah,
give it to him?
yeah, yeah,
But again, it's a tool that in my case did not really get used. It was there, but it had pretty much my backup effect was, hey, that was a silent recall for what we used to do. So that was an important tool that
yeah,
we needed
yeah.
in that. But it all goes back to understanding that you just have to set things up for success. If you can do that, then life is easy. But lay the
Right.
foundational work with your dog, figure out what works, for them, and
That's
then
that's the point. Like that's the point because people like what I did realize, and this is a big difference between Aris and Athena. Both are Malinois and crazy and stuff, but they are so different. And
mhm,
Aris, for example, this is the best part. Like I have to talk to Aris really strict. Like
mhm,
sit down, stay like a little bit. Voice should be like strict and serious. If I try that on Athena, she's like, "Stop yelling at me! I do nothing," and
yeah,
she's leaving. Like I have to talk to her really kind. So sit and stay and down and blah blah blah. And she's
mhm,
yeah okay, I'm doing that. So each dog has his own characteristic. Each dog has his own needs, and each dog has his own um, way of like reach the goal you are looking for to reach with your dog. So getting, for example, a type of correction your dog by pulling the leash. If you can get one example, it's not sure that this will work. You have to try maybe another one or the third one, or
mhm,
make a mix of both so that match your dog, and
mhm,
you will get the result. But people, they're
100%.
like, yeah, I visited the dog school and they told me I have to do that, and my dog is still pulling on the leash, and the dog trainer told me my dog is bad. We have no chance to correct it. I say, come on, guys. I mean, this is not from one day to another. It's not done with one day. Sometimes you
No,
need weeks, sometimes you need months, and you have to be constantly, and you have to make a mix out of different ways to correct your dog,
mhm,
to figure out
but
what's match.
sure. But a key part, right, is
Right.
how are people rewarding the dog? So he's giving you the behavior. How are you doing it? In some cases, it may be a verbal, it could be a pet, it could be a food reward, could give him the ball. I mean, so many different ways. So a lot of people will sit there and go, "Oh, my dog won't heel." I said, "Okay, cool." Said, "Try this. Just don't feed him breakfast, right? And have a little piece of kibble in your hand. Trust me, he will walk right next to
he
you.
will
His
do
head will
whatever
be
you
turned.
like.
You know,
Yeah.
you can even put the kibble up here. He'll be looking at you and, oh, look
Yeah.
at here, we're walking."
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, amazing how that happened.
Yeah.
But people just don't realize it. But you've
That's the
also got to,
point.
you got to mark that behavior as well. So, whatever people's parameters are when they're going for the walk or on their foos, their foos command, as far as movement, you know, hey, if he's right there at the front leg, good. You know, if he starts moving to the middle, good. Whatever the people's,
Want to
um,
have. Mhm.
you know, if he's coming back to the back, good. But if he starts going too much forward back, that's out of that parameter, simple, At least that's what, we established, when I had Duco,
Mhm.
And, oh, okay, that's it. Do I need to put a correction? Nope. Because we'd already laid the foundation. You're just correcting, hey man, here's the window I want you at.
Yeah.
And it's all good and easy. So, I just, when it comes to the whole dog training thing, when it comes to whole people and their pets, let them be pets when it's time to be pets.
Yeah.
When it's time to do dog training. And then if you want to have, an intermediate where you intermix a little bit of training, a little bit if you want to say dog time. So, hey, I'm going to walk you to the park. The park's a place that you can be, free run around. We sit there, lay in the sun, hang out, cool, fine. But hey, for the walk back, let's tighten it back up and go from there. So,
That's right. They have to make the cuts and the period so the dog do understand. For example, like we never play downtown or make any obedience or whatever.
hmm
So when we go downtown with one dog or both, it doesn't care. They are really mind free and calm because they don't know this area is walking. Oh, Athena, it's this area is she's like all the
Yep,
time my hand with the nose it goes up
that's
and
it.
down.
No, it's all good.
And they are just walking because they know, okay, this area is we can hang out, we can cuddle, and
hmm
like you say, sit down, enjoy the sun and enjoy the weather, but there's no like high drive playing, no jumping, no barking, no go crazy. So we have the routine fixed on the areas, or at least a period where we
hmm
are at the moment. So the dog knows, okay, we are in this period, in this area. So I'm calm, I don't do this and that. And we are on the field, on the park, like different behaviors in different environments,
hmm
and they're comfortable with that. So we don't have to correct them because they already know, and they know because we did it over and over and over again, all the time the same. We don't
Yep.
train them to be calm in the city. We just correct the wrong behavior by not letting him pull on the leash, for example.
Yep. Yep.
There were no training, there were no correction, there were no training, there were only correction by no, it's not okay.
hmm
So they tried for 10,000 times on 10,000 the first. He didn't. I marked the good behavior. And then he
hmm
said, okay, so this is going to be the right behavior for this environment
hmm
next to you by not giving me commands.
Yeah, and that's totally what it boils down to is once you get that repetition, set in there, hey, he knows environment X or whatever we're doing, this is the way I behave. And then really it's just, to me there comes a point where when you're initially laying that whatever that behavior that you're trying to do, so we'll go back to the heel. So I want you at a tight foost when I'm in the city, doing that. Okay. You want to make sure that you're rewarding that behavior when they're giving you the behavior there so they understand. You start laying that foundation. Boom.
Right.
And then once they have that, you can lay your intermediate, to me in my case, good, head pet, whatever. But don't be afraid to,
Yeah. Okay. You're
yeah, I'm
back.
still here.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, all good. But still don't be afraid, to on occasion give them that reward because again, you're just reinforcing that behavior. And I think that's a lot of times that people forget to do. So they think that,
Yeah.
okay, cool, I got the behavior worked out, but are they actually
That's it
giving them?
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And like to me, there's nothing wrong if you've got like that intermediate word. So, whether you're using good or whatever to make, to let them know, hey, this is the behavior I want. Cool. This is kind of what I'm not looking for, so there's no need to, you're preemptive that correction that may potentially have to be there, right? So let's say, for example, would Duco start, that hind leg would start getting past mine. Do I need to give him a correction? No, he knows what the foost is, just because maybe, again, I don't necessarily need him going on a walk constantly looking at me.
Right.
Granted, there'd be that tactile touch point sometimes, but do I need it all the time? I don't. Not for
it's annoying
what we're doing.
As well. Yeah.
Yeah. But he might be looking out front going, oh, look at there. I think I see a bowl of water and I'm thirsty. And starts creeping, whatever the case may be. And be like, oh, sorry, I missed you.
Okay.
So it's just, yeah. But I think a lot of people, that's the one trick that people don't have up their sleeves, is they don't have that intermediate marker. Could you give them the command again? You could. I don't have a problem with that if they're doing it because you're just trying to reinforce that. But I think those intermediate markers are huge to let them know, hey, this is good behavior. This isn't exactly what you're looking for. And then, oh, by the way, just pull out a variable reward every once in a while. So if you're, doing the food type deal, and he's walking at a good foost, be like, pay ya. Be like, ja, brav. Es ist un super Hund. And he's like,
that's the point, because rewarding your dog, you can like you said at the beginning, you can reward your dog with so many different things, starting with food, ending up with voice reward, cuddling, whatever you like. So you have to do it, because at the end of the day, I would say this is their job, what they are doing outside. If they behave next to us all the time, they did truly a good job. Normally they wouldn't do it the nature way. He wouldn't walk next to you. Not many dogs, some of them would, but why not rewarding? It doesn't cost much, and it's really high value for your dog. Plus you do initiate with your dog, you do communicate with your dog, and people they're like, yeah, my dog, he's not focused on me, he doesn't care about me. So I ask him, what are you doing if you walk on the street, on the pavement? What are you doing? Yeah, I'm walking. So it's cool. With your dog, the person say yes. So okay, but why should your dog be concentrated on you all the time if you are so boring and don't even talk to him? You don't have to have talks and conversations, but at least a communication, some sort of how, with the leash, with the voice, just like you said, no, we do. If they are too far away or too close, it's okay, I'm calm again. So this is communication. They can be in so different ways, and if they are correct themselves by only those, oh no, it's you can reward that.
Yeah, already. Totally. And that's the key part that I think most people don't have, is those intermediates to do whatever. And then you got to think, okay, how many times are people going out just for a walk? Do you have some treats in your pocket? A couple little pieces of kibble, man. Trust me, they will do. Boom. There's a quick payment for something good. Yeah. That will resonate. And what you'll see, so you're talking about, the dogs looking at you and stuff, they're going to check in, because it's like, oh, I got a payday. When's the next one coming? Hey, Dad, what you got? And it's like, and that's what people don't get. Now, do I need them looking at me all the time? No, I don't. But it's a nice tool to have, or if I just say his name, he's going to check in.
At least, yeah. We are like Eris. He's he was pulling to the trees. His sexuality is super high. He's crazy. It's really annoying. Time by time, if there's some females are in the heat, it's crazy time to handle him. And we did the structured walk. We never go to the trees really close by, but he's not allowed to do mark or to smell. And then he started to asking us for permission by himself. He's there's a tree, and we come close to the tree, and he's head up, can I not? So I say, no, the next one. And the next one, he doesn't put his head up, but I will say, okay, on this one you can. And he's actually, I don't like this tree, but maybe the next one is no again. So I take it, So this is give him time by time the things that they like to have, but also switch it. Like you said, switching all the time. So if he
Yeah.
asks you for permission to have this, no, you can get another one. And even if you don't like to, sorry.
Yeah. And even, you know, on that, even if you delay 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So it's you trying to keep the control and just let them know, hey, I'm basically in control. I'm the eye of the storm here.
Right.
And, you know, okay, listen to dad. Yep. Okay. Now go out there and take your break. So, and I hate to say it, it's not that hard, but it's just consistency.
Yeah.
And it's variability as well. And then all the way, just kind of have those intermediate, you know, rewards, you know, or markers, if you want to say it, so they know, hey, I'm either doing right, I'm doing bad.
Right.
And I think things would be super easy.
Back those days, I was a little bit like shy for myself, and not only shy, feel uncomfortable to reward my dog the way they should get the rewarding. Sometimes being a clown, jumping around or make the voice high or cuddle them. I mean, because most people, they're like, good boy, like you did a good job, good boy, and that's it. They're cool, you know. So like the dog is listening to them, like. But I mean, come on, guys. So now I can make myself a clown. I can jump around to make saltos, whatever. Like as long as the dog is happy and say, yeah, my dad is so cool.
Right.
It's fine.
But you hit a key point, right? So they do that behavior that you're looking for, and you know, praise them up, and that's the part. It's just good. Really, you can be monotone. Get excited about it. You know, make a big deal about it, because they're going to feed off of that, and that's a point that, you know, a lot of people forget when they're doing stuff. It's like, don't be afraid to get animated with these guys, because trust me, it will help the whole process.
It is. It will. Truly. Like being nuts, because the dogs are all about having fun and having adventure, make stupid nonsense things. And we humans, we are stuck in our human world, and we need to take something out of them. And it will truly like help us as well. Like I'm truly thankful for my dogs, because honestly, like I did change my behavior and understanding characteristics, everything with Eris, and now again with Athena and Eris in the pack. And this is, I'm truly like thankful for that. But you have to be mind open to do that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So, but brother, it was super time talking to you, man. I mean, this has been,
thank you so much.
And I think this is something we got to start doing on the regular.
Yeah, it would be great. I coming up with some stupid thoughts. I was thinking about those. No, not barking, not jumping, not all this time. People are stuck in that, and I was thinking about this 2 days ago by going on the walk, right? So I thought maybe we have to talk about that to people, because I see so many people, they are stuck and don't know how you said, with marking the right behavior. They are all focused about don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Like all the time, the pressure, without giving the dogs some 5, 10, 15 minutes to be dog by themselves. It's okay to be pulling on the leash time by time. It's okay to jump because you are excited time by time. Of course, we are not talking about all the time constantly jumping and barking and pulling. This is wrong. But give the dog the freedom to do what they like to do time by time.
Let them be a dog. You know, take the lesson I learned, let them be a dog. And pick and choose, you know, like we said, just as a recap, pick and choose those points, what behaviors are acceptable, what's not. And then, it's easy, man.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you so much, Rick. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah,
it was really surprised. Like I was texting you, hey, Rick, you have 5 hours this time.
We'll make it work. No,
you were sleeping, right, when I text you? Probably.
No, because when you sent me a message, so I'm not always checking IG, you know, as far as like, now if you were to send me like a regular text, it's going to bing up and, but as far as the IG thing, no, but I think these are easy, you know, makes it work easy, you know, good for your time, good for my time. And
it's perfect.
I think we'll start keeping them going, because seem to be a lot of support out there for it. So yeah, we'll keep them running.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, buddy. Take care, man. Have a good day.
Have a nice day. Bye.
You too.